Yo, what's going on with y'all, man? Welcome to another episode of Real Conversations Podcast, presented to you by Real Conversations Podcast Network. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below. Tap that notification bell for more content just like this. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. I know it's an early one. We got a few topics at hand we got to speak on. We missed last night. That's our apologies. That's my apologies. Things happen, but we here. Top of the morning, Monday. Let's get the week started off right. We got to talk about viral video from Jeff Metcalf talking crazy. It's the famous video where he said, he referred to Carmelo Anthony as a watermelon felon, talked down on his parents, talked down on black folks. He just went irate, lost it. We got to speak on that real viral right now. Also, in other news, New York Knicks, the champions, New York Knicks. We gotta show New York Knicks some love. I know people gonna be mad at this one, but we gotta do it. We gotta do it right, man. We gotta show them some love. New York Knicks, officially the NBA champions of 2026. Also, we gotta show some love to the point guard, Bronson. He the MVP. He deserved it. He definitely deserved it. I've been watching him for a minute. I feel like, yeah, he go hard. He give it his all every game. I can say that for sure. And then in other news, man, we got Trump administration ordered by judge to reinstall history exhibits related to slavery at national parks. So we got a few topics, man. Quick show, man. Monday morning. Appreciate y'all for joining the show. We're gonna get right to the content, then we're gonna bring on our guests. We got DJ from What's Good Family Podcast. Appreciate him so much for coming through once again. And let's get to it, man. Let's get right to the content. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below.
Up so y'all can go viral. I got a new name for Mello, okay? Because he was such this little boy I was trying to portray. How about watermelon felon? How's that one strike you?
That was Jeff Metcalf, Austin Metcalf's father, spewing a racial slur towards Carmelo Anthony. For over a year, many people insisted that the Carmelo Anthony case had nothing to do with race. They told us it was simply about justice. But now, after the verdict passed, Austin Metcalf's father, Jeff, is facing criticism after a live stream where he referred to Carmelo Anthony as a watermelon felon. This is a phrase that many people view as a racial stereotype directed at Black people. Reports also indicate additional comments about Black people playing the victim.
Drew Anthony, Kayla, you're cowards. You wouldn't even show up for your son's sentencing or victim statement impacts. You abandoned your kid. You left him there. I guess he's no more use to you because you can't get any more GoFundMe money or GoSendGo money. You are grifters. You should be ashamed of yourself. You raised that child. And I swear to God, CPS to come check on those other three that you still have. You never once admitted or took accountability. You tried to play victim. The real victim is the one who died, not the one who shoved a knife in his chest. I come to pray with you and show the world we can close the gap of this unbelievable racial divide. And what'd you do? You widen the gap even further.
Now, let's be clear here, crystal clear. We all understand that Jeff Metcalf lost his son in a tragic way. No parent should experience that. His hurt, his pain, his grief is real. But when grief and racism intertwine, it's not the same thing. What I'm watching now is whether leaders, media outlets, and public figures will hold everyone to the same standard, hold them to the fire. If racial language is unacceptable in one direction, it should be unacceptable in every direction. And if this case was truly never about race, then these comments raise serious questions about the conversations happening around it today.
Oh, you got money. You're the only smart person around. Ooh-hoo. Ooh-hoo.
And you mean to tell me that this man raised two twin boys with Christian values? This is like father, like son's behavior. Jeff Metcalf is acting just like the bully Austin and Hunter were acting like. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Where is the people around Jeff Metcalf to tell him to stay off the internet? He's showing his true colors. We've already knew it though. It's crystal clear. But now everyone sees it. There's question marks all over this case. All over this case. So glad it's in appeal. Your wife can't even control you, so you can't even control your sons. So it's evident that your sons attacked Carmelo, and Carmelo had no choice but to defend himself. I stand by it. The behavior pattern went from Jeff to Hunter to Austin, like father, like sons.
Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it. Bringing our guests. How you feeling? What's going on with you?
What's good, fam? What's good?
Good, man. I'm good. Appreciate you joining the platform this morning. Last night I know we was supposed to go live, but I had a long night.
Oh yeah,
Fell
definitely.
asleep.
Yeah, I had one too. Nah, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you having me on, fam.
for sure, for sure. Let's get right to it, man. How you feel about the situation? How you feel about that video?
Man, I'm gonna be honest, and I didn't follow the case, the Carmelo Anthony case, because I feel I don't know. Not that I'm desensitized to it, but it's it's so much racial divide going on, and I'm trying to just keep my mindset clear, you know what I'm saying, and not look at
Right,
it from any particular points of views. But after seeing that racially motivated rant, it made me go and do some research on the case and what's going on and what happened. And I feel that as far as that racially motivated rant, that if the father, I mean, that dude said it best. If the father's like that, ain't no telling how bad the son was. Now,
right.
I don't mean to speak ill of the dead, God rest his soul. Hate that he lost his life behind, due to that unfortunate circumstances. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm gonna word this. I'm trying to word this correctly. At the end of the day, yes, somebody lost his life, but now another person just lost their life. Now they didn't lose their life in the sense that they're RIP. They lost their life in the sense of they don't get to go pursue and do anything that they wanted to do with their life, because now they owe time to the system, to a broken system. You know what I'm saying? I feel that from what I'm from this a lot of stuff that I researched about the jury, about the connection that the father had to the judge and to the DA and other stuff like that. I feel that case shouldn't have I feel that case shouldn't have happened the way it happened, but it did. And it goes to show that we still live in a two justice system. There's just them, and then there's just us.
Okay, okay. I appreciate that statement. I feel like that was straight from the heart. But how I feel about the situation, I feel a lot of ways. I was just in Collin County hours ago. So like literally, I'm speaking straight from the soil type.
Mm,
My father stay in Collin County, you know what I'm saying? So I lived in Collin County. So honestly, it put a bad taste in my mouth, man. It just made me feel like it showed the legal system true colors once again. it made me feel like no man, child, any person should be charged that severe on a first crime, a first offense ever in a whole entire existence. That alone bothered me. Just like that was a statement. That was a statement sentence right there. That was more than just, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
feel like he should have been charged with manslaughter, honestly. I don't feel like it was, you feel me, premeditated. But I have heard from inside sources, I didn't know this. I have heard that the knife he had supposedly was bigger than the legal limit. I thought it was just a pocket knife. So that kind of swayed me a little bit, but it didn't. It's still that sentence still don't stick right with me. It still don't sit right with me. Okay,
Yeah.
hold on. You see this comment right here? How you
Yeah, I
feel about
see
that?
it. I see it. I was gonna address it here in a minute. I mean, it's funny. It's funny. Somebody wants to put that if they were both black, we wouldn't care so much. Um, I mean, I don't know what community you come from, and I'm not gonna speak ill about you because I don't know you personally. I care regardless if it's black on black, white on white, black on Asian. I don't care because at the end of the day, I don't feel nobody should be losing their lives over senseless bullshit. Pardon my French.
All right.
You know, I'm a father. I'm a father. I got kids, so so for me, it hits home because these are things I gotta explain to my kids because my kids, one of the things I tell my kids is to stay up to date on current events, to stay to date on things that are happening in the world because you never know what's gonna affect them, how it can affect them, and the questions that they may have about the things that are going on. So I feel that comment is a very ignorant comment, and let's do better.
That was a very mature way to handle that comment. I'ma just say, like, okay, your point is, like you said, whoever lose their life, but yeah, we are black. So yeah, we will have more I guess what more connection to the situation. Like, so be it. Like shit like that, just like you saying that because to say what? Like whatever race you is, if it was that race, you would feel more like that's dumb. That's just stupidity. But at the same time, man, it's crazy, man. But people gonna feel how they feel, and it is what it is. That's why we got a live chat. That's why we can
Oh
interact
yeah,
with
definitely.
people. It is
I
what it is. You know what
it's
I'm
funny
saying?
you want to say murder is murder. Okay, I mean, I'll give you that. Murder is murder, but what is your definition of murder?
Right.
Because if let's be honest, Texas is a stand your ground state,
Yep.
and if two
And self
people,
defense. And self defense. I
yeah,
call it a self defense case, but
if
people
yeah,
disagree.
if two people are coming towards me to try to beat me up, am I supposed to? Am I? We're not talking about color. Again, the question that I asked is, what is your definition of murder? Like what is the definition of murder? Because Texas is a stand your ground state. If he had every right to stand up and defend himself. Now, should it have gotten to the point that it gotten to? No, because my question is, where are the teachers, where are the coaches, where are the people, where are the adults that should have been there to prevent this situation from happening? That's the real question.
Hey,
You say,
this what he's saying.
yeah,
He got a
I'm
point.
watching.
A lot of people say this too. But we
Yeah,
put the link in if you really want to join. But yeah, you can keep going. What
no,
you were saying?
and I feel that to walk away, but it was raining. Okay, I mean, we again, you can say what you want to say because you're not involved in the situation. You don't have no stake in the situation. So you're thinking from a level minded perspective. But what you have to remember is he wasn't level minded. He felt something at that point in time to where he wasn't thinking rationally. So to try to say we're looking for a rational We're looking for a rational response in an irrational situation. Is not You're not going to get that.
Mm-hmm. It's a good convo though, man. I'm in for it. Monday morning. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Real
Hold up.
Conversations Podcast
I
and
like
What's
this.
Good Family.
Realize that black people make up 13% to 15% of all the people in America, yet commit almost 50% of the murders. And JP, don't forget John Patrick 5402. We are acquitted the most too. So I mean, just make sure if you're gonna quote a fact, quote the whole fact too. Don't just quote the point that's gonna fit your narrative.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, any closing statements? Because we can go on and on.
Oh no, I ain't got nothing else to say on that, man.
Okay. But all I'm saying is this now, okay. We spoke on all that. Now let's speak on the internet part, the viral part. This watermelon felon believe that's about to get monetized. Somebody gonna trademark that statement. Somebody gonna put that on shirts and they gonna
Mhm.
sell a lot of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the behind the scenes. That's what happens after the fact. That's what happens when the case is over and you know what I'm saying? It continues. It's just it is what it is, man.
Now
You know?
I can agree with that. But let's not let but my thing is let's not limit that lifestyle to yeah, I feel it again, it's
But
ignorant
okay,
to
hold on. Let me just ask him this. We always say this shit like gangster. Who did black folks get that image from? Who we portraying? Who the real gangsters? Who the real mobsters? Who were they? Were they black?
Mm, that's a good question.
I'm just saying, like, we gotta be honest here, man. We gotta cut all this bullshit out and all this stereotype shit.
I
But
mean,
yeah,
that's why you kind of took the words out of my mouth because I was about to say gangster is not limited to just the black community. It's in every community. I mean, okay, we have movies that glorify everything that you're
right,
saying about. You know,
right,
we have movies, we have TV shows. So let's not limit it to just the rap music and the things we listen to.
right.
Look at society as a whole. We glorify drama. We eat that shit up.
Mm-hmm.
That is what it is. What it is.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm gonna just speak on how I see it. We eat that shit up. Now, you're talking to somebody. I don't care if it's black on again. I don't care if it's black on black, white on black. I don't care. Right is right, wrong is wrong, and we got to be able to call right is right, wrong is wrong, and keep moving forward.
we're just all white supremacists. What?
What?
Nah, I don't know where that came from. That was wild.
Yeah, that is wild because I real talk. I got a white brother, and we've been riding knee high. We've been riding tough since third grade, and
Yeah,
there's not a white supremacist bone in his body. We may not
right,
see everything eye to eye, but that's still my brother. I'm not supposed to
right.
see eye to eye with him. I mean, let's get something straight, for everybody watching. We're not going to see everything from the same rose-colored lenses. My viewpoint is going to be different from your viewpoint. Your viewpoint is going to be different from my viewpoint. The way I see things may not be how you see things. But the problem with society right now, we want to discredit the viewpoint of somebody else because it does not fit our narrative.
Yeah, yeah.
Instead of jumping so defensive, take a step back to look at, okay, you know what? Let me see how are you viewing this situation? What is politics got to do with
Yeah, we gonna
what
switch it up because he talking some crazy shit now. He
in
talking
race?
about black folks selling Africa. What?
What does politics got to do with anything? I mean,
What are you
that's
talking
kind of
about? What are
what
you talking about?
lots of white
Democrats, you guys, your past.
Oh, whoa, hold on. Let me respond to that one. Okay. Again, that's how I know you're not speaking. You're not speaking from a person from a point of actually knowing knowledge. Let's get this straight. The Civil War was not fought to free slaves. The Civil War was fought to reunite the nation. Abraham Lincoln said it himself. If he could have reunited the nation without fighting the Civil War, he would have. Let's be honest with ourselves and with history. It was not fought so that way black people could be free. Now, because the South lost the war, they were forced to give up slavery. But that was not the. You can say nope all you want. Research and hit me with facts. Hit me. I don't do when it comes down to stuff like this. I don't do back and forth. Hit me with facts. Hit me with facts.
Man, we not gonna do that. We gotta go on to the next topic, man. Make sure like and subscribe.
You can come on to the What's Good Family podcast and we can talk this out, bro.
Yeah, because we y'all coming too close to the. We spent 30 minutes on this. Next topic. NBA champions, New York Knicks. Let's give a round of applause for the Knicks, man. They deserve it, man. NBA champions. Let's go. Okay, so game 5, Knicks in 5. First they were saying Knicks in 4. Now it's Knicks in 5. So we gonna run the clip, show the clip of them winning the championship, and then we'll be right back. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Comment down below.
Don't even have to foul. Now, 4-point lead. Here comes Fox. 5 seconds remaining. Fox to Wemby. Wemby tries a 3, puts it up, off the mark. Anunoby the rebound. It's over. It's over. Knick fans, this is not a dream. Your long wait has ended. Go ahead and cry. After 53 years, the Knicks are finally NBA champions once again.
Score Father's Day.
How you feel?
I'm gonna be honest, I have no stake in that one. Like, like I'm not a big basketball fan or sports fan. I mean, like, I didn't realize it's been that long since the Knicks won the NBA championship, but I thought like that's pretty dope. I'm glad they won. You know what I'm saying? Blue and orange is one of my favorite colors, so hey. I'm not a Knicks fan, but I mean blue and orange is one of my favorite colors. So
we out here in Texas, so they real salty right now.
Oh yeah,
Texas root for Texas, no matter what. If y'all didn't know that, the whole state. If one team in there, they all, you feel me?
I don't know.
City.
I ran across a lot of Texans who don't like the Cowboys.
Okay, but with this, I knew a lot of people that didn't like the Spurs, but just cause they in San Antonio, they was going for the Spurs, like over the Knicks. They do not like New York.
Yeah,
a lot of South people do not like New York. Do you think it'll be a lot of bandwagoning coming from this win? Like a lot of Knicks fans out the blue.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure, man. But I don't know, man. I feel like they deserve it. I feel like San Antonio wasn't ready. Y'all can get mad, whatever.
Like I said, I didn't follow, so I can't really comment on it, and I'm not gonna comment on it because I don't want to talk about things I don't really know too much about. But I mean, yeah. I'm happy for it. I mean, I was either team won. I'll be happy for them.
Okay, I can ask you this. Do you think Wemby is really that? Do you like how he play and all that?
Wemby.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard good things about him in side conversations. I can't quote his stats or say how he played, but I mean, like I said, I've heard good things about him.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Let's speak on this last topic, and we can get out of here for real.
Yo,
They go
the
they going
comments is
crazy in the
yeah,
comments.
they're going crazy in the comments right
They
now,
going
bro.
crazy in the comments. We appreciate it though.
Hey, yo,
You know,
thank you for
we
the
saying some.
engagement. Thank you
Yeah,
for
we
the
love the
engagement, man. We
engagement.
appreciate it.
We love the engagement. But let's speak on this last topic. So, Trump administration ordered by judge to reinstall history exhibits related to slavery at national parks. And I believe it's more than just slavery. I think it's just like historical things at parks. I guess he was trying to replace them or something or take them away. But let's see what they talking about. Shout out CBS News for the content. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Let's go. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to it.
Diplomatic breakthrough tonight. President Trump says a deal to end the fighting that's rocked the Middle East for more than 3 months and strained the global economy is at hand. But in the nation's capital, new setbacks for the president, including his name stripped from the Kennedy Center after a federal judge ruled the naming was illegal. At the same time, final preparations now underway at the White House for UFC Fight Night and the president's 80th birthday. CBS's Olivia Gazis is there. A lot to cover tonight, Olivia, leading us off. Good evening.
Good evening, Chanel. The president has said many times before an agreement with Iran was near, but in a social media post today, he said a deal is scheduled to be signed tomorrow. That announcement comes as he's faced a string of legal setbacks on the home front.
Crowds gathered to watch as a crew behind a white curtain stripped the president's name from the front of the Kennedy Center overnight after a federal judge rejected the administration's efforts to keep the signage in place.
This tarp, that's a Trump thing, not wanting the public to see his name come off.
The removal followed a separate ruling that paused a presidential directive to remove signs and exhibits at national parks that cast the U.S. in a negative light. Both rulings setbacks to the president's push to put a sweeping personal imprint on landmarks in Washington and beyond. From the White House ballroom to the 250-foot triumphal arch, this week the White House proposed fast-track construction, 20 hours a day of work for the next 2 to 3 years.
We are fighting on Sunday night on the White House lawn, no matter what.
But ahead of Trump's 80th birthday tomorrow, another court cleared the way for a contested UFC spectacle to proceed. A crowd of more than 4,300 people expected to gather in the 92-foot cage known as the Claw, now towering over the South Lawn.
My first fight I've been to in person, yeah. So at the White House, it's going to be an experience for sure.
The $60 million price tag paid for by the UFC, but taxpayers will foot the bill for significant resources from 7 federal agencies. Few Americans, just 16%, according to a recent poll, believe the White House is an appropriate location to hold fighting matches.
Don't like it. I feel like just overall it's very gaudy.
The festivities for the president's birthday and that of the nation come as a new poll shows Trump's support from independent voters without a college education has dropped about 25% during his second term. Chanel?
And Olivia, what more do we know about the Iran deal the president said is scheduled to be signed tomorrow?
The president's social media post today did not say who would be signing the deal or how, but diplomatic sources have told CBS News that it will be signed digitally with the possibility of an in-person signing.
How you feel about that?
Well, I think
it's just on the part of the national parks and how he was trying to remove. He said he was trying to remove things that put America in a bad light.
You own it. Own your history. The good, bad, and the ugly. You own it. I mean,
but do you think he has a right to say, like, so he talking about all the slavery and all that, you know, even though we don't like to look at, but a lot of that's art history. Like how he just going, you know what I'm saying? Them are monuments. Them, you know what I'm saying? How he just going up one day and say, remove that shit. What?
How do I word this correctly?
It's really like he on dictator time. That's how.
I feel. Well, I've always felt that he's tried to fashion himself as a dictator, but the problem is we live in this sensitive. We're living in this sensitive generation where they don't want to acknowledge things of the past. Things happen. Slavery happened. It's one of the nation's great sins. It happened. Acknowledge it. You know, we're not. I guess people think that we're looking for more than we're looking for. We're looking what we are looking for is for change. We want you to acknowledge the history, acknowledge that happened, acknowledge that the system is still right now broken. We still live in a broken system. It's not liberty and justice for all. It's liberty and justice for a handful of people, but not for everybody.
We
And
still fighting for equality to this day.
yeah, and I'm gonna put
And
it.
not and hold on, not as we as in just blacks, quote unquote, a lot of different groups of people.
Yeah.
So let's get that right there.
I mean, even right now, what's going on in Texas? You know, Texas, the governor is going against, and I'm not segueing off the topic. I'm adding this to add on to what we're talking about. Governor Abbott has been targeting the Muslim community in Texas, especially in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, talking about Sharia law and all this other stuff. When these people are not trying to bring Sharia law, they're just trying to build a community for them. You know, they're not to where they're excluding anybody, but they're just trying to build their own community. Everybody's welcome to come to their community, but a community of like-minded individuals. And the governor is frowning upon that, doing everything he can to stop that from happening. But let it have been Christian people trying to build a community like that, we will be applauding. People want to turn a blind eye to things that they deem that they feel doesn't affect them. The thing that's going on right now is slavery affects everybody. Because I'm gonna be honest, everybody can track there's black runs in everybody somewhere in somebody's family. You got somebody that's black. You have a black,
of course.
You have a black brother-in-law, sister-in-law, aunt, cousin, uncle, aunt, whatever. Somewhere in the family, there's a black person, and it affects them. So all we're asking is don't rip down our monuments, don't rip down our history, don't try to make it as if it never happened. You know, it's crazy because they in some of the school books that they're teaching that they have, they want to change the word from slavery to indentured servitude.
Worker. Yeah, like worker and shit.
Yeah, no, like no, they weren't indentured servants, they were slaves. They were brought over against their will. Right. Now, a lot of people will make the argument, oh, well, black people enslaved black people too. Well, let's shine some history on that. Yes, black people tribal war happened and they would enslave one another. But you would not be enslaved for your lifetime. You will be enslaved for a point in time and then be able to integrate into the tribe. So, you know, it's not the same. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I was reading the comment. It's not the same. So
Donnie, what's going on? It's the end of the show. What you got to say?
Donnie, what's good?
No, that's all I can say. I did not know you sent that link to me at all. Yeah. I didn't even see it at all.
This the topic right now. This the last topic. How you feel about that?
Trump administration ordered by judge to restrain history exhibit related to slavery. Reinstall, I said restrain. Reinstall history exhibit. Okay. I mean, this nigga's story has already been told. That's my name for history, this nigga story. But it's already been told or rewritten by this nigga already anyway. So what is this gonna prove? If you heard me.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. So what's your thoughts on hold on. What's your thoughts on the Jeff Metcalf father doing the video, the racist video? This right here. What you think of this? We gonna end it.
Don't know nothing about it. I ain't even heard it until now.
Ah, okay, cool, okay. Well, look, y'all ain't got nothing else to talk about. We can end it. What you gotta say, DJ? It's just a
Nah.
quick little show, man. Last night ain't work out, so I had to pop back on, keep that algorithm going.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. Look, I'm gonna do something different, man. Everybody in the comments, man, I appreciate y'all. Like real talk, y'all are yo. We love the support. You know, I'm a firm believer, and I'm one of them people. I stand behind what I say. I don't need you to agree with me. We don't have to see things the same way. But the fact that you are listening, the fact that you're tuned in, the fact that you're willing to hear something else other than the stuff you listen to, hey, I appreciate you. Thank you for the engagement. Thank you for helping us on the analytics. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna look real good on the analytics. Ain't that right, Jason? Ain't that right, Smooth?
For sure.
So I appreciate y'all, man, and y'all keep up that energy. Next time we come on, hey, if y'all want to come up, get with Mr. Smooth right here, or get with me, we can, man. Look, we'll welcome y'all with open arms.
Facts. Till next time, DJ. Much love. Appreciate
All
it.
right, peace out, fam.
All right, for sure. Appreciate you, Donnie. We out, man. Till next time, man. Appreciate all y'all. Go tap in the Donnie podcast, whatever talk podcast. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to this one. Comment down below. We appreciate all the engagement, man. Monday morning. Appreciate y'all, man. It's Mr. Smooth. We out. Gone. Till next time.